In my last video, I mentioned at the end of it that I would show you how to slightly alter the final round to enable you to join as you go, and also to show you how you join as you go. So I thought I would do a little quick video to show you how that's done. It's a really handy method because it means you don't have to make a whole load of hexagons and then sew them together at the end. You can make them and literally join each motif as you go, which means you can start to make a full blanket without fear of the dreaded sewing at the end. So this is how you join as you go for the little crochet hexagon. So I made a few center rounds already. If you're not sure or you haven't seen my other video on how to actually make the hexagon, I'll pop a little link in the bottom of the description for you so you can follow the first couple of rounds. And I thought I would show you, using 2 different colors of yarn, how I actually join them as I go. And by using 2 colors, you'll be able to clearly see what I'm doing. So the pattern for the final round alters slightly if you want to do a join as you go. You don't have to. You can follow the original video for the final round, but it will give you like a slight, I'm not sure if you can see it here, a slight raised edge, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you're really anal about these things like I am and you want it to lie truly flat, then you have to add in a few extra chains. So let's begin. With the color for your final round, you're going to join it just as before. Pop a little slip knot on your hook, and then pop your hook into any of the chain 3 spaces and join your yarn. And then you're going to chain 3. And pop a double crochet into the same chain space. And here's where the slight difference in the pattern occurs. You are going to chain 3. So you're adding an extra chain from the original pattern. And then pop 2 more double crochets into the same chain 3 space. 1, that's 2. And then you are going to chain 1. And then like before, 3 double crochets into your chain 1 space from the second round. It's my cat helping you out. And my dog. It's great filming with all these animals. Chain 1. And then in this chain 3 space, I'm going to put 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet. That's 1, 2, chain 3, and 2 more double crochets. So the only thing that is different from my original hexagon video for this final round is, first of all, I have a cat. And secondly, you're adding an extra chain. Oh, can you, excuse me. Thank you. Oh, sorry about that. Hold on 2 seconds. Excuse me, guys. Thank you. The thing that's different is you're adding an extra chain in the corners and you're adding an extra chain along the side. So you've got 3 chains, 1 chain, 1 chain, 3 chains. Hold on 2 seconds whilst I move my cat. Gaius, can you get down, please? Or just sit there, that's fine. Just don't knock the camera. Hopefully, he won't just, oh, I spoke too soon. Hold the line. Gaius, come on. Get down. Okay, where were we? Let me just explain that again, as my cat Gaius was quite distracting. The difference between my original hexagon video and this hexagon video is you're adding an extra chain. It's going to make your first hexagon look a little bit baggy on the outside, but bear with it because it all makes sense in a second. So chain 1, 3 double crochet. Chain 1, 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet. Chain 1, 3 double crochet. Chain 1, 2 double crochet, chain 3 and 2 double crochet all into that same space. Chain 1, 3 double crochet. Chain 1, and then into your corner, 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet. Chain 1, 3 double crochet. Chain 1, 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet. Chain 1, 3 double crochet into your chain 1 space. Chain 1, and then slip stitch to the third chain of your original chain 3. And then you cut your yarn. Leave a nice long end so you can weave it in afterwards. So you can see it doesn't sit quite as nicely, which is why in the original one video that I've done, I've omitted those additional chains, because if you were someone who likes sewing up your blankets, this isn't going to give a very neat finish. But you need it for joining as you go. So once you've got your very first hexagon complete and you've done the full round, from this point on, you are going to join every other hexagon that you do. So you only need one with a complete round. So grab your second hexagon, and I'm going to use white so that you can see how I'm joining against the blue. So with your second little hexagon, and whatever colour you're joining with, I always tend to use the same colour for my final joining round, but you can do mixed colours too. Just as before, join it into the chain 3 space. Chain 3, do another double crochet, chain 3, and then pop 2 more double crochets into the same space. Chain 1, 3 double crochets. Chain 1, and put 2 double crochets into this chain 3 space. Chain 3, and then pop 2 more double crochets into the same space. So you're just carrying on as you did before until you get to the point. I think I'm going to join mine when I get to this row. So let's just finish up this little section. So chain 1, put your 3 chains in between them. Chain 1. And now I want to join this corner here to this side here. So you only complete half before you start attaching. So pop 2 double crochets into this chain 3 space. And then to join them, you're going to chain 1, and you're going to slip stitch, oops, see what I'm doing, into the corresponding place, which is here. So literally pop your hook into the chain 3 space, catch the yarn, and do a little slip stitch. And then chain 1. And put 2 double crochets back into that chain 3 space. So you can see you've joined with a slip stitch, but that slip stitch has been substituted for one of your chains. You chained 1, slip stitch, chain 1. So instead of chain 3, chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1. So now you're going to join your side where you were doing your chain 1s on this bit. Don't chain 1, just do a slip stitch straight away into that space there. It's a slip stitch, which is like your chain 1 substitute, and then 3 double crochets into the side here. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And then again, don't chain 1, instead slip stitch. So you're substituting out your additional chain 1 for a slip stitch. And then you've got one more corner to join to, if you can see here. So you're going to put 2 double crochets into that chain 3 space. 1, 2, chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1, and then finish off your corner, 2 double crochets. So you can see your slip stitches here. If you turn it over, you can see them on the back too. But you can see that it doesn't overlap, the ridges don't overlap like they do here. This is not putting in, it's cat hair, it's not putting in that additional chain, gives you like a ridgy lump. Whereas this one, there's space in between, so they're flatter together. Flat. Virtually impossible to see, but not flat. You can see it more over here where it's catching the light. So like I say, you can do this, but it's just neater if you add in those extra chains. This also works for granny squares, any other pattern. If you want to join as you go, just add in an additional chain, which you can then substitute for a slip stitch when you join. So we've got a little way to go. So you're just going to finish off the rest of the round, carrying on as you were before you got to the joining section. Chain 1 and then slip stitch to the top of your chain 3. Cut your yarn. The other beauty of join as you go is that is never coming undone, and it gives a really nice flat finish on the back too. I'll show you again. I'll add another one to this side. I'll do it in blue so you can see. It's another, here's one I made earlier. Grab my blue yarn. Join it on. Chain 3, one double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet, one into the same space, chain 1, 3 double crochet, chain 1, 2 double crochet, now I want to join this bit, so instead of carrying on, I'm going to pick up, I'm going to chain 1, substitute out a chain for a slip stitch, so, and then chain 1. So you can see it looks like 3 chains, and then 2 double crochet back into that same corner space so that you're finishing off that section, and then you're going to slip stitch. Oh, there's my tail. Slip stitch, 3 double crochet, slip stitch, 2 double crochet because you're at the end now, chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1, 2 double crochet, So you can see it's a really nice way of joining. It's super secure because you're all crocheting it in as one. See, that's never coming undone. So you don't need to worry about how good or not your sewing is. Something like mine, it's rubbish. And you can just substitute anywhere where you're joining. Substitute your chains for slip stitches. When it comes to joining the next row, they're all offset, so you're going to be joining on two sides, not just one. So often people ask what to do at this joining section. So I'll just show you really quickly how you do this bit. So I would join in, I'll join in blue because then you can see on this section. And the blue is still attached to the other one over there. So if I join my yarn here, and then I can show you how to join this bit to this bit. So just like before, I'll just whiz around quickly to get to the joining point. I'm at the point where I need to join this section to this section. So I'm going to complete half of this little corner, just like before. And I'm going to substitute one of my chains for a slip stitch. So chain one, slip stitch to the bottom section here, chain one, and then I'm going to pop 2 double crochet back into that space. I'm also going to re-angle my camera because if I can do this on the table flat, you can see what I'm doing a little better. So then I'm going to slip stitch into this bit here and pop 3 double crochet in for my little side section. And then I'm going to slip stitch into here. And now I'm at this corner junction. So 2 double crochet, and I'm going to treat both these sections as one. So chain 1, slip stitch into the white bit first, then slip stitch into the other section, and I'm just going to count that as just 1, and then chain 1 and pop 2 double crochet back in to the same place. Slip stitch, 3 double crochet, slip stitch, 2 double crochet because we're back on the little corner section, chain 1, slip stitch, chain 1, 2 double crochet. So you can see it all fits nice and flat, and I've used 2 little slip stitches, but we just count them as 1. So you still chain 1 and chain 1 either side, just pop in a couple of slip stitches, so you're just almost sort of bringing them both together. And that's how you tackle those tricky little bits, because the sides are nice and easy. I hope that all made sense. I feel it was a little bit rambly, but hopefully you can see the process and the theory behind substituting chains. Like I say, you can do this on granny squares, anything where you're joining on your final round. You can just substitute a chain for a slip stitch. And that's it. That's how to join as you go for your little hexagons.